All right, excellent day, everyone. Welcome to Dr. Harry Benjamin here. The Wealth Creation Project is our movement. We're building it on the Xtreamfx Global Academy platform. I'm very excited and grateful for every opportunity to share the benefits of what we do. Xtreamfx Global Academy started out as an affiliate back in 2020 with the company and have been able to become one of the top leaders here in the community. We've done really well marketing the academy and the health and wellness products, and now we also have the travel and trade product that we market, right? The affiliate program is really great. You can pay a little over $100 to get registered, $249 or $299 package, and then you could become a tradesman or woman earning 500 or 1,000 all the way to $1 million. All right. All right. So that's that part. But let's look at this for those of us. Let me just double check to make sure that we have Chevanese Ricketts. Welcome, Chevanese Ricketts. Aneta, Scotland. Okay, I know Aneta. I know you, Aneta. Welcome. Right. How are you, Aneta? How are you, Chevanese?
Doc, it's Amoy, sorry.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So I wanted to help us with entry, right? So this vertical line, I have two vertical lines here. This vertical line is a 9:30 this morning. That was the market open. Probably I won't dwell too much on that one because that one you would have you know the market was going down because you could see here on the 1 minute chart it was red, 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 green. So this looked like a sell, right? This was a sell, right? But before 9:30, before the 9:30 bell, it wasn't a sell, right? It wasn't a sell, right? It wasn't a 1 minute sell before the 9:30 bell. As you could see, if we go all the way to here, you could see just before the 9:30 bell, there wasn't a clear sell, right? The market bought up a bit, then sold down a bit. There wasn't a clear sell, all right? If we go to the 5 minute, let me just put back that line on the chart. If we go to the 5 minute, can I get back the line? No. All right, if we go to the 5 minute, let's keep the line right here. If we go to the 5 minute, right, let's go up to the 5 minute to see if there was a sell showing. No, right, because there's green at the bottom, red here, all right? If we go to the 15-minute chart, what is it showing us? It's showing us a buy stop, right, at 9:30 a.m., right? It's showing us a buy stop at 9:30 a.m. Green at the bottom, red here, green here. So that's a buy stop, right? If we go to the 30-minute chart, right, just before that time, you could see this is set up. This is just showing overall buy, right? If we were to expand this down here, we would see that there's what's called a fill in the gap, right, between the yellow and the green. So there's some space here for you to fill in and be able to take that trade on the 30-minute as well. And then if we jump up to the 1 hour, there was really nothing happening on the 1 hour, right, at that time. Okay. All right. And then if we look at the 4 hour, the 4 hour shows us a red bar, but down here is green. And then if we go to the daily, right, we go to the daily, we could see that it's all nice and green. And then there's an uptrend on the daily, right? There's a nice uptrend on the daily. When you see that uptrend the way this is, you should be looking for more buys than for sells, right? Here is a downtrend in the daily, 1, 2, 3, 4 days down. That was last week where the market pulled back, right, to come into the daily channel. But from it came into the daily channel on this indices, it's now buying. 1, 2, 3 days of buying, and we could expect another day of buying tomorrow, right? So we could expect another up run. So let's drop back down to the 1 minute chart and let's look at how to identify the entry, right? How to identify the entry, just making sure we have Maya. All right, so everybody here understands is a member here. So I'm going to help us to identify entry, all right? So here this morning, okay, if you look at the 1 minute chart, let me tell you why I went for a buy stop here. I went for a buy stop here on this line when it was going up. Why? Because the market was an overall buy. The market was an overall buy. In addition to that, the sell stop wasn't, there was a broken back just before 9:30. The buck changed from red to green, which means therefore then that the market is starting to buy more than it's selling. So instead of going for a sell here, if you look at the 1 minute chart, right? If you look at the 1 minute chart just before 9:30, which is this line right here is 9:30 a.m. before market open. You could see that the market started to go up, and then the buck broke from red to green. In addition to that, if we go to the 5 minute, go up to the 5 minute, at that time, if you look at the 5 minute chart at that time, right? 5 minute chart at that time, the buck was also red, but down here, there wasn't the green. If you look to the bottom here, you'll see that it was green, red, red. So this was not a sell stop. So the buck had changed on the 5 minute from green to red, but down here, these three lines down here, right? These three indicators at the bottom, at that point, only one was red, two were green. So if you then look at those at the point at just before market open and look at the fact that only the 1 minute was selling down, it started to buy up, the buck broke on the 1 minute just before market open, then what that says to us is that we should expect the market to buy up. Now, here's what it did. As it bought up and went up, it created, it sold off and came back down. It retraced and came back down. Now, when this is coming down, instead of thinking, okay, the market is selling, maybe the market is selling, what you should be looking for is as it's coming down, you should be looking to see when is it going to come down and touch one of the trade lines. I'm going to show you that. All right, so let's forget about this first one. Take this one off, and let's look at the second one. All right, so we'll go to the 5 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute. So as it was coming down, you could see it went through the trade lines for the 5 minute. So it went through the 5 minute, came down below, came down here. And let's go now to the 15 minute. So 15 minute, it came down below the 15 minute, came down. You see it came down below the 15 minute, right? Came down below. And let's now go to the 30 minute, right? Okay. Now when it came down to the 30 minute, you see what it kept coming down, and it came down. And you notice that these are the two trade lines for the 30 minute. Somebody's line is unmuted. If you're not ready to speak, please keep your line muted. All right. So if you notice that it came down and it touched the bottom of these two trade lines, it came to the bottom of this channel. So what you should be doing with your entry, like this entry, I caught this entry on this line, right? What you should be doing on this entry, this particular entry here, this was 10, I think it was 10 a.m., that's 10 a.m., right? Right here is when it started to come back up. Right, where I have this little arrow, it started to come back up. So when it came down here, the other thing that I looked on was the 1 hour chart, and I said, okay, wow, it came down and it touched the 1 hour trade line. You see, it came down and it touched the 1 hour trade line. So what was happening here, let's go back to the 15 minute. On the 15 minute chart, right? On the 15 minute chart, right here, you could see green, red, green. What is that? Somebody unmute and tell me, what does this mean? Green, red, green. What does that mean on the 15 minute chart? Well, what is that? Remember the
buy stop.
Buy stop, right? Because the 1 minute and the 5 minute were showing some selling pressure. So this sell that we see coming down is not really coming down to sell. It's coming down to set up a 15 minute or 30 minute buy stop, because the market was already, if you look here, you could see the market was all green. So what we needed was for the market to pull back down below the trade lines. It did one here, it went up. That was at 2:15 a.m. this morning. So most people will be sleeping for that one. But the second one occurred, this one occurred at just at 9:30. So it came down below market open, came down, and then came back up, came down again. And then we had an opportunity to jump in right here. This is where my arrow was. Right here is where I caught this. Why did I choose to come in here? Because if you go back to let me just go back to the 1 hour chart. So if you go to the 1 hour chart, you see the trade line is right here at this horizontal line. Can we see that? where it came down just below the trade line and touched it here. Okay, so let's go back to the 1 minute now. Let's go back to the 1 minute now, right? And then what you'd notice on the 1 minute, you see my arrows right there. On the 1 minute, it looks like the market is selling because it goes down, comes up, comes down, comes up, comes down, comes down. So if you're not understanding these trade lines, you think the market is selling, and you may end up trying to get into a sell on the 1 minute, right? Because on the 1 minute, right here, the buck down here is red, this is red, this is red. And when it turns to green here, let me just go back, come right here, right here, right here is where people get into trouble. Because when it is coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down. And then when it starts to come back up, you look down here and you see 3 red lines, okay, 3 red lines, the buck, no, sorry, the fake out indicator right here, fake out indicator is red, and the buck up here, BOKK, these 2 lines up here is red. And then we wait for it now to turn to green, right? We wait for this to turn to green, which it now has. Now, when this turns to green, you could be tempted to try to go for a sell here, and you could get wicked into a sell if you're not careful trying to get a sell. But the 15 minute was showing a buy. So what I look for is for this to come down, and right here is when it touched the 1 hour trade line. So let's go back to that again. Right here. Let's put this vertical line. Right here is where it touched the 1 hour trade line. Right here. Okay, right there. So let's go back to the 1 hour. Right? See it? Okay, right there. You see, it came down and touched the 1 hour line right here, where my arrow is. Right? You could see that. Can anybody see that? Anybody seeing that? Unmute and tell me if you're seeing what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yes, we see that.
Great. So jump down to the 1 minute now, because we're trading on the 1 minute. It's on the 1 minute chart that we're going to look for our entries, right? Because that's where the market is lying, moving line, right? 1 minute, 30 second attack. So you see it came down, was coming down, 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 down. So if you then realize it, you would have put your entry, you could have put your entry, you could be putting your entry like up here when the price was down here, you could be putting it down there, or if you want to put it up here, waiting for it to reverse and come back up. And then if you did that, look how many pips you have won today on that nice trade. All right, that's a 15 minute buy. All right, let's look how many pips you would have won on that trade today. Gee, a piece. All right, and it's still going up. Right? Somebody's unmuted out there. All right. Hey, BB, I hear you loud and clear. All right. So
yeah, I was in the trade and came out early, and I'm thinking, why did I stay in that trade? I would have added $500 to my account today. I came out too soon.
This is what, all right. So let's say, because at some point you have to jump out when it's reversing, right? Because this was another entry. This is the 1 minute chart. So here the trade was the 15 minute, but I just showed you how to identify where to enter the trade. What you should do with a 15 minute buy stop or sell stop is you want to enter off the 1 hour channel, either off the yellow line for the 1 hour or inside of the channel, right? That's where you want the pressure to come from, right? So it came down, 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 looked like it was selling. Don't get tricked thinking that it was a 1 minute sell stop. And fine, there was a sell stop there, but it's 1 minute sell stop in an overall buy market is going to be very short. So you have to be very careful. So you should be looking for the buy, not the sell. The sell stop is there. You could see it, red, 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 green. But, that is a very short-lived sell. You should not be trying to look for the sell in that type of environment, because the higher time frames, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, they're showing you a buy trend, not a sell trend. Okay. So with that happening, this was 160 something pips. So even if you had a $100 account and you took this one trade today, you could have made $168. with the smallest lot size on NAS with brokers that have good leverage. So this is just cool stuff, right? All right. So here's another entry in case you missed that one. In case you missed this one that I showed us, this one down here. Here's another 1 minute entry took place here. You could have come in here, made a little bit, or stayed in if you wanted to. Here's another 1 minute entry. A couple of them, right? A couple of different 1 minute entries. So it came down below. And then here's how you know where to enter. Like, let me just get rid of this line. Right, get rid of this line. And I get rid of my arrow. Just wanted to use this today to help us understand it. So, all right, so here, if you notice, green, red, green, right? So it was selling off here and it came down. And how you know where to enter the trade when it's coming down is that you should be running behind it as it's coming down. So let's say we're right here, right? When it starts to pull back, right? You have your line ready. You put your line here, right? You know, we're taught to put it on the yellow or the green and wait. But then what you could do is that when it comes down, as it's coming down, you could start to pull your entry price down behind it as it's going down, right? Now, what I would be looking for when it's coming down is when it's already buying up, as it was doing, what you should be looking for at that point is for it to come and touch. The first thing it's going to try to touch is a 3 minute trade line. Okay, so you see it came down here and it went through the first 3 minute trade line on the yellow. I'm on the 3 minute chart right now, right? If you look at this 3 minute chart, and then it came down and it went below the green. So, okay, so if it went below the green, the next thing you look for is will it go down to the 5 minutes. And if you notice here, let's move my vertical line over a bit. You notice here it came down and it touched the bottom moving average for the 5 minutes, right? It came down there. So with that happening, you could have dragged your line down a little bit more. And then when it's coming back up, which it did, it puts you in the trade and you go back up with it. So that's how you should be trading. So if we go back to the 1 minute now, let's put it back here, right? Where it came down and touched this. Right, go back to the 1 minute now, you'd see more clearly why, how that works. So you come down on the 1 minute, but it looks, when you see this coming down, it's coming down to touch one of the trade lines at one of the higher time frames. In this case, it came down and touched the 5 minute. And once it touched the 5 minute, you should be a little bit above here, right? Waiting for it to come back up and put you in the trade to get the buy. Okay? All right, I know I'm talking fast and I'm talking like a patois, so bear with me. All right, let me try speak English. Here's another one right here. Came back down. And this one came back down. Let's go to let's mark this again. Let's mark this here. Right, came down. I'm gonna put it on the candle just before. So we'll see it came down. Let's go to the 5 minute. All right. Let's go to the 5 minute. So you see it came down, and you notice it came down and it touched the yellow line on the 5 minute, and then it went back up. So when you're seeing those pullbacks, what you should be looking for is for it to come down, come and touch one of these lines to go back up, right? And if it's a sell, you'd be looking for it to do the reverse. Okay. Are we following me, everyone? Are we following? Are we following?
Yes, Dr. Benji.
Awesome. So you see where the market came down. Where is it coming to? Is either coming to the 5 minute line, the 15 minute line, the 30 minute line, or the 1 hour line if it's a buy. Okay, now we have a 1 minute buy stop set up. So what we should be looking for in this uptrend is for this pullback, jump in, and so forth. Another thing that you should bear in mind is that at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m., 2 a.m., right, 6 a.m., those, yes, Eastern Standard Time, that's the time the 4-hour candle launches, right? 6 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Eastern. That's the 4-hour candle. So at 10 a.m. in the morning, between 10 a.m. and 10:30, it gives you an idea of where the market is going, right? It gives you an idea where the market is going for the day. Between 10 a.m. and 10:30, if it's starting to buy up, that's most likely the trend for the day. If it starts to sell down, that's most likely. Doesn't mean it's going to go in that direction, but most likely. So with this buy trend established for the day, you should be looking for buy stops throughout the day versus looking for sell stops. So that can help you to avoid making mistakes, right? By going counter trend. You do not want to trade counter trend. The trend is your friend. So you want to trade along with the trend. So this was going up. So you see coming down, you wait for it to come down to one of the trade lines, you jump in, see it roll up. So even if you miss down here, if you miss this all the way down here, you could have still participated by taking advantage of one of these 1 minutes, all right? And these deliver. This 1 minute delivered. Look at this 1 minute. Woo, wee, gosh, 75 points, all right? So bear that in mind, everyone, all right? Bear that in mind. Now let's look at this again as it's, coming towards the afternoon. See, the market looks like it was now selling. So when we see this happening, there are two entries here that I caught. I caught this one and I caught this one. So when it's selling down here, this is not to me, this is not time to jump into a sell because the overall trend is still a buy. Okay. So when it comes down here, as firstly, coming down here, it's starting to come down. And as it's coming down, let's start to mark this here. Let's mark it right here, right? When it's coming down, you can see it came down quite aggressively. And when it's coming down, you jump up to your higher time frame. So it came down and you see it went through the 5 minute. It didn't stop. It gave a little reaction, but not much. And it came to the bottom of the 5 minute and it came back up. So you see it came down to the bottom trade line on the 5 minute chart. You notice it came down and touched here and you see it went up. So you could have made some money right here by taking the entry here when it was reversing and coming back up. That's 20 pips right there. 20 pips. That's a big, big win. 20 pips is a lot. That's $20, $200, $2,000, depending on your trading account. All right. But then it went down further, right? Let's look at this one over here because it went down all the way down to here. So which line did it go down to? So that's 5 minutes. Let's check the 15 minute. You see, if you look, everyone, what did it do? It came down, went through the first line here on the 15 minute, but it came down close to this one. So you should be, if you're thinking to find a buy, you should be trying to have an entry, right? Coming down behind this. As it's going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. When you get to here, you're kind of here, and if it continues to go down, no big deal. But if it turns back around and goes back up, then you're in the money, as it did here. Can we see that, guys? Can we see how that works? Anybody unmute and tell me if you're understanding what I'm explaining? Anyone out there?
Yes, we do.
Yes, understanding.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful.
Question,
So let's come back to here. Say that again.
One quick question.
Go ahead.
So this is apart from the signals you're getting from Safe Trade.
Yeah, this is me explaining to you how to use the system.
Right. You're just using the system we're not even waiting for the signal or anything from Safe Trade.
Yeah, I haven't even talked about the signal yet because we could go and look at that pick up one of the signals from the Safe Trade system, and then we look at one of the signals from the scanner, and we look at it. But if you understand what I'm explaining to you now, you'll avoid errors because the main error we make is entry, right? So because then when we see the market going down, let's drop this to the 1 minute. Right, when we see the market coming down like this looks like a sell, and it's possibly going to give you a 1 minute. See, it was setting up a 1 minute sell, but it didn't get there because this bottom part didn't turn to red. Right, so nobody should be looking for a sell here. But when it's selling down like this, what it's doing is setting up a 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute buy. You got that done, Stan?
Yeah,
When
but
it came down,
but that is in the case where the trend is a buy trend that you would have established. You would have established that earlier in the day, 10:30, 10:30.
Yes, that's why I started off. When I started off, I said, let's look at the 1 day. Go back to the 1 day, right? So what is the 1 day showing? Is this an uptrend or what?
Yeah, it is.
Great. Let's drop down to the 4 hour, right? Is this an uptrend here on the 4 hour?
Yeah, uptrend.
Yes. Let's drop down to the 1 hour. Is that an uptrend on the 1 hour?
Yep.
Right. So that governs what type of trade you should be looking for. You should be looking for buys more than you're looking for sells. Over here,
Right.
this was a downtrend where you'll be looking for sells more than you're looking for buys.
So
Okay?
you're basically saying, look for the trend and just forget the reverse to the trend. Just go buys for the game.
It's not that you can't take a sell trade,
You can get
a
sales
buy
also,
trend.
but yeah,
but if you're going to take sell trades in a buy trend, you should be looking for a very short gain.
going against the trend.
You got that?
Yeah.
Right.
Not much you wouldn't get much sell in a buy trend. Yeah.
Exactly. So when you see the sell happening as it is doing here, let's drop down to this 1 minute, right? Let's go down to the one. When we see this sell coming down like this, right here, right? What you should be trying to do here is to see where is it going to start to buy back up.
How far are we going to go before it's not buying?
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So this was selling down like this. See, it bought back up here, and we could have gotten 20 pips from this. Because this move is more likely to happen than a continuous selling down. So even if you got into the trade here and if your account was strong enough, then and it sold down more, it still reversed and came back up. Why? Because the trend is a buy. So it's most likely going to buy back up rather than continue to sell down. You can also have reversal of trend. Remember, the trend can be a buy trend and change to a sell. Okay? But but that involves change of structure, which I won't dive too much into today, or change of character. But the structure, what they call fails. Because what happens is that we need to continue to make higher highs and higher lows, but I won't dive into that too much right now. Okay? I just want us to understand that simple way of getting into an entry. Now, if it's the sell, you do it in reverse. Right? If it's a sell, you do it in reverse. You wait for it to come up. Like in this case, you wait for it to come up here, touch this line, and then come back down. Okay? And then you'll be catching on the way down. All right. So here we had a broken back, right, on the 1 minute. Green, red, green. But if we go to let's go to the 5 minute to see if there was a 5 minute call out. There was a fill in the gap, this gap here on the 5 minute. You could see this gap here on the fake out indicator, right? You could see that right here. There's a nice gap here. But if we go to the 3 minute chart, you can see the 3 minute chart had a call out. So this sold down and then created a 3 minute buy stop. Now, when this came down, where did it buy from? Let's go to the 15 minute chart. See, it bought out of the 15 minute channel. So it sold down from a high, came down into the 15 minute channel, and that's where it started coming back up from. So you want to, when you're actively trading and you see the market either going down or going up, check to see if it's an overall sell trend and it's going up, which channel is it starting to sell from? If it's an overall buy trend and it's coming down, which channel is it starting to buy from? Okay, so rather than just waiting for it, and let's go down to the 1 minute here, rather than, this was a 3 minute chart, right? Rather than just putting in a beginner would put in their entry here, okay? We'll put in their entry either on this line or on this line and wait for it to come back up and put you in the trade. But somebody who is not a beginner, you should be tracking this coming down, coming down, coming down. And when it's reversing to come back up, it puts you in the trade earlier. You get much more profit out of the trade. Is that clear? And this trade produced 46 points or pips. That's $46, $460, $460 or $46. So man, we're gonna make some really serious money. That's $460 on a trade at the end of the day, guys. That's huge. That's huge, right? And what gives you the confidence to do this is to know, one, you have a 3-minute buy, but not just 3-minute buy, but where is it that you should jump into the trade? When it was coming down, right, when it was coming down, right, when it was coming down, down, what we were doing is that you're on the 1-minute chart. So let's go to the 1-minute chart. So when it was coming down like this, what you should be doing is you should be going to your 5-minute. When it's coming down, first you go to your 3-minute. It came down, touched the 3-minute line. It didn't go back up. Came to this one, came below it, did not go back up. And then let's go again now to the 5-minute. Let's jump to the 5-minute. All right, so it came down and it came through the yellow line of the 5-minute. It didn't stop there. And it came down, and it's when it touched the bottom of the 5-minute channel, that's when it came back up. So you'd have been able to, if you had an entry here, when it came down and touched this, you'd have been able to get some of the profit coming back up. Okay? And then if you went to the 15-minute, you see where it came down all the way down into the 15-minute channel. So rather than waiting for it to come back up, you track it down, track it down, track it down. When it comes down into this channel, when it reverses, which it did, boom, look where, can you see where it puts you in the trade now versus up here somewhere? Do you see how sweet this 1-minute buy stop is now with this broken block? Anybody? Can you see it was a 1-minute buy over here, right? Right here, 1-minute buy, green, easy for a beginner to identify, green, red, green. But then the block changed from green to red. And when that happened, you're supposed to leave that trade alone, but I'm giving you a little bit of in-depth training today so that you'll understand how to take advantage of these moves. All right, wonderful move. All right, now look out for news tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. CPI. It's to be massive. The move in the market is going to be massive, right? Before, you should be analyzing the chart at least a half an hour, 45 minutes before to see what the setups are. Because overnight, the market is going to set that up. And it's going to tell you exactly what it's going to do if you know how to read the charts, right? You know where it is that you should be setting for a buy or a sell, right? And CPI generally, that thing generally pushes out a NAS, US 30, whichever direction it goes in, whether they're going to sell it off or they're going to buy it up, 300, 400 points, pips, all right? 300, 400 pips. That's the general move for CPI. So I'm expecting something great tomorrow. Hope you are, right? And you should be setting up for that, all right? And looking out for that, all right? Any questions so far? Any questions? All right, so I see somebody on here that has, let me see, Forex as their name, right? Forex as their name. But if you have any questions, Forex, or because you're new to the conversation, is there anybody here who has never traded before or very new to trading? Could you just unmute and tell me if you're new to trading? Go ahead. Anybody who's new? You have a question, Swazel?
No, I don't have a question, but I haven't traded before. I'm just new to everything.
Okay, cool. All right. I won't touch on the blue line scanner today. All right, so let's look at this AUD shift. 1-minute sell stop. And here's a bunch of buys right now. The market is coming close to closure, but GBP USD or Euro USD. Let's look at Euro USD. 1-minute buy stop. The system is sending you a message to say on Euro USD, there's a 1-minute buy stop. So let's go look at that. All right. 1-minute chart. Let's go down to the 1-minute chart. That was earlier where the system called out a 1-minute buy. All right, that's not showing me clearly. Let me go back to here again. CAD JPY, AUD, NZD 1-minute, right? Those are new. Let me just type CAD JPY. CAD JPY. All right, so the system just called out a 1-minute buy stop here. So let's see if this is something that you should take. right? How do you know if you should or you should? These are a little fast, so you have to be very quick to get them. But green, red, green. So this is the scanner call this out. Green, red, green. Now, before I jump into this, what I would quickly do, all right, before I jump into try to get into this trade, I'll quickly go up to the 5 minute and see what is the 5 minute showing me. The 5 minute is showing me an uptrend. Okay, bang. One of the things I would be looking at as well on the 5 minute, look here, guys. If you look, notice that this is a high here where it's reversing, and there's also a high here where it reversed. So if you look at that, right, you'll see, hey man, this may not buy up much more because it reversed right here already. See, it reversed and came down, came back up, and it looked like it could be giving you what's called a double top, right? All right, and then if it gives you, it could be giving you what they call an M. So boom, 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 boom. So I would not be so hasty to jump into this buying because the market has been buying for a while. See, the market has been buying for quite a while. See, been buying for quite a while. So it means that there's been a lot of buy stops on the 1 minute over the course of time. And then this late in the day, I would not jump for this 1 minute buy stop. I would not jump at it because of those reasons I just shared. One of the things I'm looking at is that the market came up here, sold off down, came back up, and it's coming back up to the same area that it sold down from, and it looks like it's possibly selling now. So let's drop down back to the 1 minute chart. So even though the system is showing you green, red, green, you could see that it's selling down. Now here's how you could still get into this trade. Not necessarily as a 1 minute, it could now go up. Let's look at the 5 minute. If we look at the 5 minute, it bought up off the 5 minute channel down here. So I prefer to wait for it to come down into the channel and then try to get it coming back up. Or I might, because it came down in here already and bought up out of there, I would be patient to wait for this to probably come close to the 15 minute and then take it off the 15 minute and go back up. You'll get a much better buy that way. All right, rather than trying to get into it as a 1 minute buy here, because here's what could happen to you. This could just come up here just above this line and wick you in right here. If you put your entry point here, this could come up and wick you in right here and turn around and go back down. It happened to me many times, and that's why I'm trying to help you to avoid making that mistake. Okay, so I wouldn't be jumping after this 1 minute buy. Let's go look for another one. AUD, NZD, CAD, JPY. We'll just look at CAD, JPY. And there's another one that is USD CAD. All right, let's go see what USD CAD is saying. Or NZD Chef. NZD Chef has just been called out. I'm going to leave this line. I'm going to leave it. Okay, let's forget about that. We're not going to trouble that. NZD Chef. NZDCHF. Right? So the system called us out as a 1 minute sell stop, right? 1 minute sell stop. Now, so it came up. Now, let's jump up to the 5 minute to see what's going on. Look at the 5 minute, it's been selling. It's been selling for a little while, right? And right now, the 5 minute chart is showing me red, red, red. Let's go to the 15 minute. That's also showing me a sell trend. Let's go to the 1 hour. That's also showing me a sell trend. This has not sold off to where it had its bottom before, but it's the market sold down and then pulled back up and it's selling down again. So whenever we're so late in a sell trend, I am a little bit cautious, right? I'm a little bit cautious when we're so late in a sell trend, because if you look at the 4 hour, 1, 2, 3, 4 hour candles selling, it was buying up and then it sold down after the 4 hour channel. In fact, it came above the 4 hour channel. And then let's look at the 1 day. It came close to the 1 day. So it's been selling from that strong selling position for a while. So if you come that late to try to get a 1 minute sell, it may come wick you in and buy up. And if we look here, just look here, guys, pay attention to these things, right? This one, it sold down to here, right? And then had a bottom here, came back up, right? Into the 1 minute channel, sold down, created a bottom here, came back up, sold down, created a bottom here. So what it did, this was a M, right? And then it didn't sell down from this leg. It came back up. So this looks more to me like a W wanting to buy up rather than sell down. So I would hang out here a bit, and you say, you know what? Instead of jumping for that, let me see where the 5-minute channel is. The 5-minute channel is all the way up here. So I'd wait for it to come up into this channel and see if I get a reaction to come back down, or I'd wait on the 15-minute channel. I wait for it to come up into the 15-minute. You'd most likely get a better sell out of the 15-minute channel than trying to get a sell out of the 1 minute from the 1 minute. Because the 1 minute channel, it's in the 1 minute, it's above the 1 minute channel. You could see that, right? It came up above it and it's coming back down. But I'm not, it could come back down and sell all the way down here, but I would not jump for this trade. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't. You know, with the spreads and all of that going on, this might just come down here, put you into the trade and go back up. Because it's already hit a double bottom down here, right? You could see it came down, boom, boom, right? Which means that it created a double, boom, whoop, whoop, whoop. Which means that this could sell buy up like this, off this leg of the W going up this way. So that's how I would read that, right? That 1 minute sell stop. So the system call it out, which is correct. But remember, the system is a set of algorithms. So it's calling out the 1 minute, and it's you know, it's showing you see it's selling down. But how much down is it going to go? Enough? Will it go down enough to give you profit over the spread of the broker? I'm not optimistic about that. Right? I'd prefer to wait for it to come back up into one of these channels that I just showed you, and then take the sell out of that channel going down, or see if this buck is going to break to start maybe a reversal and then take it going up, right? By developing a buy stop. Okay, see what I mean, guys? So if let's say you put your entry here because you know you're a beginner, you're new, you put your entry on the yellow line. You see, it just put you in the trade. But what's happening? Now you're in pullback. See, guys? See what I'm talking about? Anybody see that?
New safety trade alert.
See, it's a 1 minute sell stop, but can you see that it's buying instead?
Yes.
I see that.
Right, because what's happening here is we're just at the end of this move. See, it's been selling from way up here. We go to let's jump to the 1 hour chart. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. See, the market has been selling from way up here. So if you try to get a sell after all of this selling, then you're probably going to end up in a reversal instead of catching a sell. You end up with it hitting your stop loss, because you have your stop loss here, right? Just above this reversal, so you'd have lost that trade. And then it's buying up even more. See, guys? Right? So that's how you would have analyzed it, right? You know, don't just red, green, red, boom, sell. Let me run and put in a sell trade. No, you know, we need to get past that. That's baby stage. Euro JPY. Let's look at Euro JPY. Let's look at Euro JPY. Let's see what's going on. EUR JPY. Because I mean, we're at the end of the day, so I mean, most of these moves are going to be at the end, right? But there's still, see, this came down below the line, trying to encourage you to jump in. But let's go to the higher time frames. Let's start. Let's just look at the 4 hour, right? The 4 hour chart, right? The 4 hour. Look at the 4 hour chart, guys. This thing has been buying like crazy. So jumping into a buy at this late point is a little risky. So I mean, right? Because it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 4 hours. That's a full day of buying. Drop down to the 1 hour. See this is a powerful buy trend. But then go down to the 1 minute, right? You know, will it buy up? Yes, I believe it will. But here's what you should do. It came down, and you should have tried to catch it down here. See, it came down below the 1 minute channel. Did it come down to the 5 minute? Let's see. Let's check the 3 minutes. Right? It came close to the 3 minute and bought up off of it. Okay? So that's how you know where to jump into it. Came close to the 3 minute. I would not have gone for it, but still a winning trade anyway. All right, and it's a strong enough buy overall buy, right? Strong enough overall buy. 5 minute, see, if it came down and touched this, that would even be sweeter for you. Look at this. When it comes down and touches the 5 minute line, can you see that it runs up? Look at it, guys. Every time it comes down to the 5 minute, that's where you get more pressure from. But if you try to take it when it's coming down to the 1 minute, you may end up, you may end up losing that trade. All right, let's go back to the scanner again. GBP Chef. Let's look at GBP Chef. But these are the end of the day trades. So and these are the end of the moves. So we do not get as much out of them as we could. This is a nice. I like broken box personally. So this is a broken box buy, and then this I like the look of this chart because it's more sideways than up or down. Now going to the 5 minute. Oh, sorry, I'm on the 5 minute. 1 minute. All right. So 1 minute. This is a 1 minute sell. All right. So 1 minute sell. 1 minute sell. Or 1 minute sell. All right. And then look at the 5 minute chart. Broken back on a 5 minute buy. All right. So the buy trend is reversing 15 minute. This is a 15 minute buy. So it seems like let's go to the 1 hour. So this is our overall buy trend. So getting a sell in a buy market, right, is a little risky. Okay, to take a sell stop in a buy market. Okay, because we looked at the 1 hour and it's a buy market. So trying to get a sell in a buy market, I wouldn't go for that, especially if it's something that I don't trade regularly. All right, GBP Chef, we looked on that. So hopefully that helps, right? Hopefully that helps. For those who may have been trying these trades from the scanner and then you win some, you lose some. Now you'll understand a little bit more thought rather than just putting them in because the scanner send out the trade alert, right? Okay, hopefully that helps somebody. So let's go back to my favorite, Nas. Man, Nas feeds, man, Nas feeds. Look at this trade this morning. Woo-wee! From down here. Woo! All right, so guys, all right, so tomorrow morning, I'm telling you, tomorrow morning at 8:30, right, we're gonna have CPI. It's gonna be beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be beautiful, right? So this is where for those who traded NAS today or US 30, you'd have been able to catch this move, right? This delivered, see, got 156 points, one trade. So even if you had a small account of $200, guys, $200, you could have put in a 0.01 lot size on this NAS and made yourself $150. That's 75% profit in one day that you could have made on a $200 account. Is that wonderful or wonderful? Or wonderful? Come somebody unmute and tell me, because I'm not the only one who's going to make millions of
That's
dollars.
super awesome, though.
Super awesome. Yeah, wonderful.
Yes, right. So just to recap, how to look for the trade, right? Let me just recap this with you. So tomorrow morning, all right, the first thing you should come to is your 15-minute chart tomorrow morning. Come and look at your 15-minute chart. Look at the 15-minute chart on NAS or US 30. In fact, look at all three. Look at NAS, US 30, and SPX. Look at all three of them. And if you see a 15-minute on all three, that trifecta is a powerful confirmation that there's going to be a 15-minute. Now, here's how it probably look early in the morning. It's going to look something like this, okay? All green on the 15-minute. We don't know what it's going to look like, but let's say it look like that, all green. Like in the morning, all green like that. Everything is green. Then what we're going to need is a pullback. We're going to need for the market to sell down. So they may use the news to sell it down before they buy it back up. So if you look at the chart and it's all green on the 15-minute, but there's no red on the fake out, fine, that's good. Then go to your 1 hour. All right, on the 1 hour chart, is it all green? Like right now tonight, right here before we go into the Asian session, it's all green on the 1 hour. So it's telling us that there's going to be buying happening. So what we want to see happen, we want to see a pullback. We would love for them to pull it back enough, right? For the market movers to pull this back enough to come below this 15-minute channel, even come below to the 30-minute channel. If overnight, guys, they sell this down and it comes down below here, where the news is going to give us a rush up. Okay, so that's how you're going to be able to know what's going on. Now, just before the news, the 1 minute will tell you what they're most likely going to do. If it's all green like this, the 1 minute, you'll probably see a quick pullback, right? Or they may initially pull it back down. If it's all green, if it's all red, then you're going to probably see them pull it up and then sell it down. So just understand, for those who are relatively new, please practice in a demo account. Do not go into a live account tomorrow morning, definitely. But I'm a big advocate for taking advantage of those news candles, because that news candle tomorrow is going to push this market 300-400 pips. 300-400 pips, guys. I'm telling you, that's my expectation. That's my expectation. Either it's going to do it quickly, or it's going to do part of it, like maybe 100 or 150 pips, and then the rest of it will come later on as I move, right? So look at the 1 minute chart. Let's look at the 1 minute chart again on all these indices. Notice something. They're pretty much far from their blue lines. SPX is far from its blue line. This is the blue line down here. NAS is far from its blue line down here. US 30 is far from its blue line down here. Overnight, what they generally do is move the market down towards this blue line on the indices. How you'll know how to take advantage of it, come to your scanner, click home, go to your blue line HNX scanner right here. And on the 1 minute, it is being upgraded to where it's going to show 30 seconds, 15 seconds, etc. But right now it's on the 1 minute where you're going to see one of these turn to red. Once you see one turn to red, that means one of these has come down and crossed its blue line, right? That means the other two are going to be headed in that direction. What you'll do, once one crosses or touches or whatever, you go to the other two and you look for sell stop opportunities. That's how you'll know to look for sell stops, right? Going towards the blue line. Doesn't mean they'll touch it, but overnight they'll come to this or come close. If they come down here, let's mark the blue line right now. Okay, let's go to NAS, right? Let's mark the blue line right now. Blue line. Let's see, it's gonna come up higher overnight, but right now it's right. Let's say it's somewhere down here. Let's go now to our 15-minute chart. You see the 15-minute channel and the blue line are very close. See that, guys? Let's go to the 30-minute channel. The 30-minute channel is below the blue line. Let's go to the 1 hour channel. The 1 hour channel is way below the blue line. So if it comes down anywhere here tonight, bet your bottom dollar, guys, that tomorrow when news kicks in, they could pull it back a little bit first, but no, that's going to come up. So if you see the market starting to sell tonight, that's great. That's wonderful. That's what we want to have happen. That's what I'm hoping will happen. I'm hoping that they'll bring it down tonight towards this, right? So during the Asian session, during the London session, I'm hoping that they'll bring it down towards the blue line and give us a nice setup on the 15-minute. So I'm going to be looking out for them to pull this down and give us a nice batch of red here on the 15-minute. And then tomorrow morning, hopefully it's close to the 1 hour or the 30, if it's in the 30-minute channel, right? Or somewhere there, and wait for them now to get us into a buy to come back up, right? If it keeps buying up and it doesn't come down, then tomorrow morning, I'm probably going to expect the news for them to use the news to pull it back a bit. But you still have to be mindful to look at the indicators. What are they telling you? Is it telling you that it's a buy? Is it telling you that it's going to be a sell, right? But right now, the market is set up for more buys. The market is very, very set for more buys on the indices. Last week was a sell-off right here. They sold it off last week. Some of you got a chance to get into some of those sells. Hopefully, you didn't think it was going to continue selling forever. When I did a presentation the other day, I spoke to you guys about store of value. I won't dive into that too much today. But these items, NAS, S&P, US 30, gold, they are stores of value. Understand that quite well, right? Gold, gold, exciting things happen with gold today. What a nice sell gold did today, right? It's been selling for a while, so be a little bit careful. Let me look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is still a sell trend. Let's look at the daily. All right, daily. It was a buy. The daily still a buy, guys. So the daily still a buy trend, but there's a sell, there's a pullback into the daily channel. Now, right now, get rid of this arrow. Right now, gold has sold down into the daily channel. Now, somebody come off mute and tell me, what type of setup is this right here? Right? Green, green, green. What type of setup is this?
A buy setup.
A buy setup. See, there's a fill in the gap here. So this has to come back up to fill the gap in. So if you're a gold trader, I would not be so bearish to expect much more selling. It could sell down, don't get me wrong. But right now on the daily, this is what it's showing. Let's go to the 4 hour, right? Let's look to see if we see a 4 hour buy stop. What is this, guys? What is this on the gold, on the 4 hour? What is that, right? This is a buy stop, okay? We see it's been developing for quite a while. All right, the bottom 3 lines are green, this one turned red. The back has broken on the 4 hour, right? So you look on the 4 hour, let's look on the weekly chart as well. The weekly chart on gold, the trend is a buy. This way, look, buy. So understanding that, then go down to your 1 minute chart, and then tomorrow morning before the CPI, right? You know, CPI is what they may use. If we look at let's go to the 5 minute. 1 minute is a sideways move. Let's look at the 5 minute. You could start to see what's going on here, guys. You see what's selling down on the 5 minute, but what's going on? Can you see that it's going sideways here? So if it doesn't make like this bottom here, right here, if it doesn't come down and close below here, you have to be very, very careful. If it doesn't come down and close below here, you should not be looking for more sells. If this doesn't come down here and close below this line, you should not be looking for more sells. Right? I'd be very cautious with this. Got the 15 minute, see what's selling, and what has now happened? It's gone sideways. It hasn't started going up yet, but it's now going sideways. So if it doesn't come below here, gotta be careful. Right? And then let's go look at the 1 hour. See it sold down, caught its bottom here, came back up, right? So bear that in mind, all right? For those who are gold traders in the community, all right? Bear that in mind, guys. Bear that in mind, all right? So I'll be doing a little bit more in-depth from time to time. I don't do that every day, but I'm gonna start doing more and more of it into helping members to understand how to take advantage of these moves. Here's a nice 1 minute buy stop, but look at your 5 minute, right? The 5 minute is a sell, right? 5 minutes is a sell, but it gave a nice little 1 minute buy, right? But then it could, you know, if I'm taking a 1 minute buy stop on gold right now, you know, I'll be a little bit optimistic on this buy, just knowing that it's been selling for quite a while, right? And knowing this is why I would be wanting to take this 1 minute, and I'm going to take some 1 minute buy. I'm going to look for some buys on gold tonight, and this is why it came into the daily channel, guys. Let's go back. Let's look at this. Let's look at this, right? Every time it comes into this daily channel, can you see how much it goes up? Right? When it comes into this daily channel, see, came down into the daily channel. You see how much gold ran up? Came down into the daily channel. You see how much it ran up? Okay? So now it's come back down into the daily channel again, but it may need to come back down below it. It may need to come down some more. But right now it's sideways. So you have to be a little bit cautious, right? With gold, you have to be a little bit cautious right now because it's likely going to buy back up, but it could come down some more first, right? Could come down some more first. All right. Any questions from anybody? Nice news coming up tomorrow. Nice news. CPI. Boom, 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 boom. Anyone else? Anyone else with any questions? Thank you very much, Swazal.
Sorry, Doctor.
You're welcome.
What is CPI? Sorry.
Okay, all right. So go here. Thank you for that. Right. So this website is called forexfactory.com. Okay. and look for these red folders. So let's look at tomorrow's Thursday. So first you click here today, click tomorrow, which is this day, apply settings, and then it gives you the red folder times, 8:30 a.m. US dollar CPI right here, see? And it tells you what it is. And I think you could click on, right? This gives you the graph or whatever, but this, I think, one of these things tells you, I'm not sure, I think, yeah, right here. So if you click on that, then it tells you what, you could read here now to understand what it is. Change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers, excluding food and energy, right? And it gives you an idea of what's going on. Now, the details of this, in terms of what it is, to me, that's not important. What's important is that the market movers use this as an opportunity to move the market. So either if you're a novice, you should not trade news because it could blow your account. No kidding, it will blow your account because it moves very fast and it moves by a lot. So you could wipe out your account in 3 seconds. Okay, trading the news. Let me just tell you up front. So trading news is very, very risky. So you could wipe out your account in 3 seconds. You could have $500 in your account and in 3 seconds it's gone. Okay, before you could blink, you see the trade open and your account is 0. So if you're gonna trade the news, you have to know what you're doing. So practicing a demo. But once you become comfortable with using the system, you'll know which direction the market is going to go in, and you'll be able to take some measures to minimize loss. When the news candles are moving, everybody, when the news candles are moving, it sometimes pushes your stop loss away from where you set it because of what's called slippage. So just bear that in mind, right? They're very risky. So if you practice with it a lot first before you trade it live. Okay? Did I help you?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So man, this year is going to be a really, what we call a bombastic year. It's going to be a really amazing year. We're going to make a lot of money, guys. And just practice, become really good at using the system. Hopefully the information I shared with you today was valuable. And I'm absolutely looking forward to tomorrow, tonight and tomorrow, to make even more money. Okay? All right.
One quick thing, Dr.
Hey, thank you.
Benjamin.
Thank you, Dunstan.
One quick thing, 2 quick things I should say. CPI is Consumer Price Index, right? And and if you go to the Forex factory, you can basically filter out all the non-impactful folders by clicking on filter on your right. And then you can select just the red folders, and the red folders are the impactful ones. So
okay, great. So you don't have to waste time looking at anything else. Thank you for that, bro.
So all that was short. Yeah.
All right.
Apply
settings. And it's everything for the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, thank you for that.
All the red folders, yeah.
All right.
I didn't make that up. I learned it from another educator.
We're here to help each other, right?
Right. Yep.
Yep. All right. All right, guys. Thank you very much for showing up. Bring a friend, all right? Bring a friend, guys, for those who already have the system. Make sure that you're an affiliate. Bring a friend tomorrow. Invite somebody to this presentation and let us help them to understand the value of the system so that they too can help their families to come to higher ground financially, okay? All right. Thank you very, very much. Let me just double check this chat. All right, I have 2 trade with you one morning. All right. Okay, Stephanie, I have to. You want to trade, you said. I hear you, Stephanie. All right. So, all right, cool, Maya. All right, great stuff. All right, guys, let's rock and roll. Let's make some money. No time to play around, man. Let's make some money. All right. Love you guys. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.
Thanks
Thank
very
you, thank you,
much.
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.